mine? Yeah, I hope it's better. Emily Hernandez. Let's talk about it. Witnesses saw Miss Hernandez driving on the wrong side of the freeway, drunk, slammed into Victoria Wilson, killing her. Mother has two sons. Guess they've set up a GoFundMe for her family, and desperately wounding her husband. She's been sentenced to 10 years in prison for DUI and killing someone and injuring another. Folks, we just need to talk about this whole thing. You know, this just what it means, how selfish, how incompetent, and how stupid the Trump administration is and has been with these pardons. Now, I want to talk to you for a little bit about some of these people that have been pardoned and the things that have already happened, and just how easy it was for me to get this information. And I'm just some yahoo sitting out here in the rain in Texas using nothing but Google. And I was able to find this. If you got Andrew Tate, he was pardoned. He was a violent J6er. He went after cops with bear spray and a metal whip. But Donald Trump thought, hey, that's the kind of guy that deserves pardon, ought to be free. Beat a cop with a metal whip. Cops down here in Texas said, hey, don't let that guy go. Don't let him go. We need you to hold him because he's wanted for online solicitation of a minor. Yeah, these J6ers, they weren't the best folks. They really weren't. This guy's wanted today on the run for online solicitation of a minor. Just as gross as it gets. You got Matthew Huddle. He's just been shot, dead. Yeah. You know, Matthew went up to D.C. with his uncle, Dale. Drove his uncle up there and videotaped while his uncle Dale stabbed people with a flagpole, stabbed cops with a flagpole. Yeah, he was pardoned. Nobody knows why, other than selfishness and stupidity of the Trump administration. But yeah, he gets stopped by the police and gets into an altercation with the cop. Cop has to shoot him. Matthew Huddle's now dead. Wasn't his first run-in with the law. He didn't have one DUI conviction. He didn't have two DUI convictions. He didn't have 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Matthew Huddle had 7 DUI convictions, and they pardoned him. Nobody can really tell you why, but that's the kind of thing that the Trump administration does. Then we got old Daniel Ball. Daniel Ball. He's been rearrested for carrying a gun as a felon. And old Daniel Ball had previous convictions for domestic violence by strangulation and battery on a law officer. But yeah, they gave him a pardon for no other reason that he's a Trump suck-up and he was willing to go be violent at the Capitol for Trump. These are the kind of disgusting people that they pardon. And it's just gross. It is just gross. And it's gross incompetence. Folks, the way this normally works is if they want to give somebody a pardon, the administration has a panel review it. They have a panel look at the option of pardoning a person. And they look at their background. They look at whether or not they deserve it. None of that happened. Trump just walked in and said, turn all these people loose. Because he's lazy, he's incompetent, and everything for him is about a spectacle. This entire presidency is going to be nothing but one useless spectacle after another. Folks, we really have to do some soul searching. We do. We have to talk amongst ourselves and come to a consensus that none of the stuff that kept people home, kept people from voting was worth it. None of it. None of the people Emily Hernandez, she's Hispanic. Voted for Trump. She's a Trumper. Hell, she was an insurrectionist for Trump. How the hell can somebody who's Hispanic support Trump, a bigot? Well, we have to do some soul searching on our own. You know, here in Texas, we have 1.1 million Democratic voters. Stay home. I guess the insanity and the incompetence and the disgusting lack of character, all of it, just wasn't enough for them to care to have a functioning, working government. And we need to have a conversation amongst ourselves as to why. Because we need to never let this happen again. Folks, we've got special elections coming up. We just had one up in Iowa where in a district that Trump took by 21 points. Democrat won. Democrat flip that district. You know, an off election is always a backlash election. It is. So the 2026 elections, we're going to be a backlash anyways. We need to drive home the sheer incompetence, cruelty, stupidity, all of it. Drive it home continuously, suppress MAGA votes, and get our people motivated to get out. We have special elections coming up. We've got 2 in Florida and 1 up in New York. You show up for those, you flip those seats blue, I guarantee you the sit on their ass Republicans in Congress will stop sitting on their ass because they'll see their jobs going away for an incompetent, selfish Trump administration. There's work to do, folks. There's no time for these circular firing squads, and whatever your reason was that you didn't like Democrats, get the fuck over it. It's time to get to work, folks. Look, corporate media is abandoning us. You're about to see a commercial from Midas Touch here. Support them. They're out here working fearlessly to get you information like this. Let's do this. Let's get this done. Let's work.